Hi traders, I trust that you're doing well. In this webinar, I'll just be going through this week's performance on the currency pairs that we traded. So we'll be looking at the Euro GBP, GBP USD, and Euro USD. So the first one that we'll be looking at the Euro GBP. So as explained in the members group, when price was at these levels, I was waiting for pullback to come onto that previous swing high before price would rally upwards. So what we had here, we had a long news candle. This was a news candle which pushed all the way down back into that liquidity level, and it triggered our pending orders. So we had buy limits at that level. And our stop loss, like I explained previously, we'd said that we'll put the stop loss below this key area of liquidity just to give our trade breathing space. So our trades were triggered in, and we were about 32 pips in negative, but our stop loss was 48 pips, so it gave a bit of room for our trade to get breathing space. And then price immediately pulled back. They pulled back up, and then we had a lot of choppy price action most of the day after that big massive news candle. Alright, so when I'd updated the group, price was here, and then this was price was actually just before midnight, was around about here when I'd updated the group for us to hold our trade and then to wait for price to break above that high for price to rally onwards. So price was stuck in a consolidation phase from sort of like 5 o'clock up until on the 18th of September, 4 o'clock, and then price finally broke above and retested that area as support before price rallied on upwards. So this is a very good trade. Currently our stops are on break even. If you'd seen in the members group, we have our stops now on break even, and then leaving the rest of the trade to go. Then we're currently moving into the trend line, so it'll be really nice to see what price does at this level, but my expectations is for price to just come back again for the last time into this level, and then for price to break above and come hit our target, which is rather this previous daily high, and then long term expecting price to come shoot up into the 0.95 level. So that was Euro GBP. So with Euro GBP, it's negatively correlated to GBP USD. So we'll have a look at that just now. So on the GBP USD, guys, unfortunately we got stopped out on Wednesday, 17th of yesterday. We got stopped out by this massive spike candle, which is the inverse of the candle that you saw on Euro GBP. So we got stopped out, unfortunately, when we went break even on this trade. But I also did update the group for us to wait for price to get into that green shaded area, and then for us to look for any bearish candles for us to take a trade. So any trades within that green region were valid trades. So I had trades taken. So I had trades taken just after price had just gotten into that green level. And then in terms of stops, like I had explained, in terms of targets, like I had explained, we're targeting the beginning of the uptrend. And in terms of stops, I did say, guys, we put them above yesterday's high just to give our trade breathing space. So our stops are fairly tight, 33 pips in total, and we also had a key level on the 1.3 thousand, which is a very significant key level for the pound dollar. So, and then price pulled downwards for about 43 pips before price pushed back up into those levels. And then one thing to note, guys, that is important that I want you to see is that look at all these rejections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we had the final 7th rejection telling us that price is weak at that level, and sell momentum is now gaining strength in the market. So any trades that could have been taken there would definitely be valid around those levels. So, but we sniped this pair. So price is currently now trading at 74 pips, and then our stops on break even. Stops on break even. So at the moment, our risk to reward ratio is 1:13, which is like 13% growth on these trades. So the way forward for this pair is to get like a slight pullback. It might come back up into this trend line, or just retesting that area of support before price rallies all the way downwards. But with this one, guys, we already taken off some portion of our trade, leaving the rest to run. And then the last one that we'll be looking at is the Euro USD. So on the Euro USD, guys, like I explained in the group, let me just get this drawn quickly. Like I explained in the group, guys, price was at this level when I explained, and then I'd said that we'll wait for price to pull back up into the blue shaded region. So we had a pending order that we had open. So I'm gonna open up Telegram, and I'm just gonna show you where I was explaining the pending order and why I chose to put the pending order where I put it. So this is the Telegram page, guys. So I said we'll put a sell limit at 1.18705, our stop loss at 1.8838, and then our TP is at 1.7456. So if we just open up the diagram, there was a sell limit order that we placed, and then this is when the trade got triggered, and then the update is that price had finally dropped and moved all the way. So I'm just gonna input those numbers onto the charts, and I'll explain why I put my pendings there. So the first one is 18705. It's 18705. 18705. So it's just at the edge of that spike. Just at the edge of that spike, guys. So the main reason why we put or I put that pending there was is because of this main reason. Firstly, we have we've got an area of liquidity at that point there. So that is the liquidity candle. We have an area of liquidity at those regions. So price went in once and it came back again. So but when I saw these two candles, these two 1 hour hammers, and then when price was pushing up, I'd put my pending around the 1.8705 area, and then my price got triggered. My trade got triggered at that point, and then price moved all the way away from the area. So the reason why, so the main reason why I put my pending there is because of the liquidity area, number one. Then number two, there was not like enough strong bearish candles that are forming after this one here, because we had 1-2 hammers, then we had that nice big bullish candle which triggered my pending. So the pending is actually just above that, yeah, just on that spike. So I'd put it equal to that spike. It got triggered around that region, and then price pulled all the way. So in terms of my stops, I put my stops, let me just go back to the price. So the stop was 1.18838. So in terms of the stop loss, 8838. So in terms of the stop loss, guys, it was fairly tight. It was a 15 pip stop loss. It's fairly tight. So just above the high on the 16th of September. So that was a really good sniper entry. So price from there started falling. So we're currently trading at 33 pips. So what I'll be looking for into the coming week on this one is a slight pullback before price can roll over and come to the downside. So guys, I hope you guys had a really good trading week. All right, so there's a lot of liquidity in the market this week, and I'll be posting the technicals with Opus FX on Sunday for us to get ready for the coming week. All right, thanks so much, guys, and have a great weekend.